Do not adjust your radio dial. You are tuned in to the Mark Order Podcast. Join the Mark Order.
Well, hello. It is Saturday night. My old saying was the night you and I collide, but I'm getting sick of that joke, so I'm going to have to think of a new one, everyone. But it is Saturday night. It's me, Ryan, with the Mark Order Podcast, joined, as always, by my co-hostess with the mostest. I'm going to get something for him. Asian Joe. Pointing the wrong way. How you doing, Joe?
You're going to think of what now?
A better way to introduce you. I keep searching for one.
Oh. Trying to think before I say hello to you. I don't know. Asian Joe, the Asian you know?
Well, that's true, but I accidentally made it the Asianest guy I know when I started singing the Ranger Joe song, and that was just the problem.
But anyhow, I'm here. I'm good. How are you, Ron?
I'm good. I'm just enjoying a Saturday.
Yeah, it's unseasonably nice out here right now this weekend. So
it was very windy here, so it wasn't a lovely Saturday by any means, but it was a Saturday.
Not very windy. Low 80s. Then I think tomorrow's gonna be about 86 or 87. So
or 88 or 89.
You know, if you're just wild, sure.
Just trying to think. As we watched the Rise of Skywalker wind down, which again I said to Joe before we started, this movie sucks. I can force myself to enjoy it because it's Star Wars, but if I'm objective, it's not good. But that's just
me. So what else is new since Wednesday?
Not a whole lot.
We're here for an hour on our Dynamite post show.
Longer than I expected because we went long in that conversation, but I did end up watching Dynamite. It was, as you guys kind of said, it was very mid.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will agree with Kate. It's a little surprising that they put on such a mid Dynamite considering what they were airing.
Right.
You'd think that's when they would load it up with the best they have, but what can you do? Did you watch Rampage either last night or today, as is your?
I don't think that. No, I hadn't.
You didn't watch it?
No, I slacked off. I'm sorry.
Oh man, you missed a whole lot of not much.
So Rampage. Yeah,
you had Orange Cassidy versus Alex Reynolds, and the only thing to really come out of that is two things. One, the Dark Order is still way underutilized. And two, Orange Cassidy is clearly very upset and pissed off about the betrayal of Trent. So that's a fun story that's moving forward. You had Cool Hand Ange versus Zach Knight, and Zach Knight won. I don't know what they do with Cool Hand Ange now, but we'll see. I guess yeah.
Come on.
I guess the theory is you couldn't. Oh, that was a good pun. I'll give you credit for it.
That was Ryan level.
Well, it wasn't that good. But we'll get you there. We'll have to see if he gets. Does he? I get you can't bring in Zach Knight and have him lose. Like that just doesn't make sense. Like you bring in a guy to have him lose right away, but it was just such a weird, weird feud. But I love love, so I'm embracing the love feud.
Sorry, to jump in here. First of all, you say that Alex Reynolds has issues with Trent?
No. Orange Cassidy has issues with Trent.
Okay.
Orange Cassidy clearly wrestled a much angrier style.
Gotcha. And then the Zach Knight Angelo Parker thing. It reminded me of like when they have those little feuds on Rampage, kind of like when they had the Santana Ortiz feud only on Rampage, and it felt like it could be a lot more than what they did with it. This Angelo Parker Zach Knight feud just seemed kind of a way to help Zach Knight more than anything.
Yes, it definitely felt like it was for Zack Knight, but I loved the Ruby Angelo storyline. So like I said, I
Sure.
love. Um,
And what does Big G know that we don't? Thinking that calling that no belts will change hands tonight.
when has that been the case? Then you had Layla Hirsch versus Julia Hart. This was actually kind of disappointing because Julia Hart kind of dominated most of this match, and I wanted more from Layla Hirsch because Layla Hirsch rules. So I mean, makes Julia Hart look good, which is important because she is clearly one of, if not their biggest star at the moment. But you just wanted more. And then I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. Oh, you had a Switchblade versus Matt Sydal, which was actually a fairly decent match, but that's not shocking considering the two guys involved. Uh, just Switchblade continues to be the most underutilized guy they have on their roster.
Mm-hmm. Very accurate.
So that was Rampage. It was there's things I like and things I don't like. I actually like that you have an entire feud of Angelo versus Zach, even though I don't understand necessarily where Angelo goes. I'm being a little down on it for whatever reason today. I actually do appreciate that they built that entire feud on Rampage because it's nice to give people who watch Rampage something that you have to watch Rampage for. You can watch any other program they throw out. You can watch it. You don't need like the Orange Cassidy story. You don't need to watch Rampage to know where that's going to go. Like you'll see it on Collision or Dynamite. But it was nice I like that they're doing that. But again, I guess maybe I'm having a down day. I don't know. I just don't know where you go with Cool Hand Ange now. He's clearly not. He's clearly left that tag team. So where does he go on his own? Which I'm not saying it's bad that he doesn't go. That he goes out on his own. Just where? Like, what's his next feud since he lost this one? Just a thought. Just questions.
Fair questions.
We're seeing Ray give herself the last name Skywalker, which was just so fucking stupid.
I had no idea you're so triggered by this movie.
So, I will listen. I am not. I try to be fair. You know how positive I am. I've told everyone, like even if you sat me down and made me watch it, I would make myself enjoy it and I would feel good while watching it because it's Star Wars and I absolutely love Star Wars. But if I'm being objective or if I'm allowing myself to think at all, it's just this whole trilogy was bad. Say what people want about the prequels, and I know prequels have now both their lovers and their haters depending on age, but at least the prequels for the most part had logic. Like you could follow it, and it was one story. This sequel trilogy was definitely two stories written by two. It was actually like three different stories written by two different directors. It's just like, and it felt like, and this is gonna sound weird. J.J. Abrams loved Star Wars too much, and Rian Johnson didn't like it enough.
Yeah, one tried to make it into more of a weird art film that he had envisioned, and JJ decided to fan service it up.
Yeah, exactly. So JJ wanted, basically, even starting with the first one, was so desperate to make it feel like a Star Wars film that he basically recreated A New Hope.
Yeah, I'm with you on the prequels or the I thought the stories were good. It was just the way it was shot, the casting, some of the casting, just all those factors made it kind of over the top. And
yeah, no, those are definitely. Yeah, I mean, I can't stand here, but those are definitely things you could like, as a fan of the series, at least, like, because I mean, I admit I'm the type of geek who used to read the extended universe. I did all that, so at least there was like a logic that like, and George Lucas always left room for more stories. Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams, or whoever's in control of the universe now, tried to basically cut the stories off at the legs. And my whole thing is, again, J.J. tried to redo A New Hope, and Rian Johnson basically tried to say, F everything that came before. That doesn't matter. It's like, well, no, hold on. You can have both. be writing a new movie, and also at the same time, not totally leave what was there. I don't know. I don't. I'm not a writer for. I'm not a writer of Hollywood movies, so I admit that it's hard for me to sit here and say this is what I would have done. But I just think a much more interesting story would have been dealing this group of people, the younger group trying to live up to the expectations of the older group, and the older group having done everything right and still not able to prevent a second war. Like I just find that more interesting than the same old, same old. But who am I? We are starting Collision. People listening to me like, Brian really went on a rant about Star Wars. Like, yeah, guys, sorry. It's one of the few things that not few, you can get me to rant a lot, but it's one of them. Oh, what'd you think about that?
It makes it a
Wait, real
lot.
quick. When I said, what do you think about that, for anyone who's just listening and watching, Moxley winning the New Japan title. Sorry.
No, I mean, it makes some interesting storylines going forward up until between now and Forbidden Door. See how long he holds it.
Yeah, I mean, apparently there's reports today that he's being given some time off to work New Japan. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's actually like stuff like that can help. It helps solidify their relationship. Like I think a lot of people go like, what does New Japan get out of this? They've lost their guys to AEW. Well, AEW is willing to like say, hey, here's our guy, take him for a run.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as Moxley says they want someone else, they can take that guy. Like
you build someone new over there, a new star over there by beating John Moxley, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he has the title now, but he's gonna lose.
Danielson call you backstage. Yes, Claudio Ospreay Wednesday will be fun.
What the fuck thinking?
What do you think they do with the BCC once Danielson stops wrestling full time?
Probably disbands. Though in theory, I mean this by the way, for anyone wondering, this is just the BCC talking trash on the Callis family. I wouldn't call it. It's a good promo, but nothing of like new substance. You could, again, Brian retired. When Brian retires, you could end it, but you could, in theory, have it be one of those stables that lasts for a while because Claudio's still there, Mox is still there. I don't know about you like. I don't think he'll ever be like leadership, but like you could be bringing in other guys who could, in theory, continue to keep it as like almost. I don't want to do this comparison, but it's New Japan, so I'm going to. It's almost like the way they run New Japan stables, like Bullet Club, Evil, Chaos. I mean, House Torture. Sorry, these are much as I hate them, but like Chaos and I think Bullet Club are good examples where you just have rotation in and out. The advantage BCC has is that they wrestle separately as much as they do together.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you don't need,
We have Brody King opening.
Oh, Brody King. I can never remember his music.
I think it is, right?
Yeah, the BCC never really had a leader, but it's just like Danielson's like one of the driving forces. So like,
what is it? All three of them. I can't remember the match order tonight. Oh, it's House of Black. Sorry, it's all House of Black versus I think Dante Martin, Seidel, and
I don't know what age. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know what age it changed for me, but at some point in my life, I stopped being able to tell everyone's entrance music.
at some point they all kind of sounded alike for a while.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of them
Like,
have like similar things.
Like I can do obviously Orange Cassidy's, I can do MJF's, Mox because it's a famous song. But there's a lot that I just can't pick out.
Yeah, the House in Black, it could be anyone, any three of these guys, or any other edgy wrestler who likes metal music.
Yeah. Scott, Rob is running a little. You know what? I was waiting to introduce him, but we are going to be joined by Rob Wilkins of Fightful tonight. He's running a little bit behind, which is fine because he's doing us a favor by even showing up. So when he arrives, and you can have your Midwest Express, Scott.
Thank you for recognizing that.
I'm okay with recognizing the Midwest Express.
Two guys with similar hairstyles and Matt Seidel.
Is one of the Martins hurt again or something?
Getting
his pilot's license. Okay.
Yeah. That's so great for the gimmick.
It really is. It's probably why Tony was cool with it. He's probably like, no, do it. Like, that is actually a really cool thing.
They're gonna have a pay-per-view entrance where he lands a plane and they come out of playing and then off the tarmac.
All right, well, now you've got two things in my head. I want that, but I want them to be in a 5-man match, and so he's flying, and out come the infantry as well.
Ooh.
Because they're invading. Scott, you would just assume that I don't show up, though. I'm here most of the time. I missed one Dynamite, and I didn't even miss it. I was there for a lot of it.
That's just you, Ryan. You've got so much heat now in the chat of people that they have no belief in you.
I never thought I'd be heel, but here I am. What they said is true. It's far easier to get people to hate you than love you. I give and I give, and they take and they take.
Ooh.
Oh, I would love them coming out to Danger Zone, Big G, but I have a feeling it's very expensive.
They have an Elton John song. Come on.
Yeah, but you ever notice it's odd, like how much each song costs? Like,
Sure.
Sometimes the song you think would be super expensive is cheap, and then the song you think is going to be cheap is super. Like, apparently, Final Countdown's like super expensive.
It's their only song, basically. Serious needs money.
So that's why I'm like. It's a good point.
Yeah. Some of those artists have so many songs. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, like Elton probably makes a lot of money just by being like, use any of my songs because he's got a catalog. So it's like, use as many as you can. About that. Yeah. Did you see Jungle Boy's entrance last night?
No, I hadn't watched any highlights of When Did You See It Riot.
His booking was weird, but his entrance was awesome.
Was that the part that he was trolling?
Yeah, he came out with a Chicago flag, and it was draped over his back. And then when he dropped the flag off his back, it was a leather jacket. It said "Cry Me a River." And I think he threw water on the crowd at one point. Like it was, you know what? It wasn't cheap. It was well done. Like he was eating it up. But apparently by the end, he lost and showed a sign of respect. I'm like, wait a minute. Don't do that.
No.
I wish I had. I would sound. I don't know, how do I say this? No one comes to me for my amazing wrestling opinions. They come to listen to your guys' opinions and just hear me joke around. But
what do you have to offer, Ryan?
My jokes.
What's your unique, your differentiator?
Oh, we're not getting into that fucking bullshit. Jealousy is a bitch.
It is.
To anyone, I'm not even gonna give names because I don't want to give names to the person who said it. But actually, Denise Salcedo is awesome, and the other people suck. So just leave it at that. But I saw Action Andretti live before he had ever been in AEW, and I knew like at that event, like he was the stud. I wish I had hyped him up more so then I could seem like a genius.
Kind of be like I listened to that band before they got big. Like
yes, except I'm not like one of those indie guys who then gets mad that other people listen to the band. I'm all for people. I just want credit for having been in on it young.
Ooh. Brody King's doing a tope suicida, which just seems frightening.
He's so actually, that's a good question, Big G. I don't know the answer. Look this up. Hold on.
That FCW title and what else?
I don't know.
Oh, the international.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. So the only one none of them are gonna change hands. Change the name of it.
Yeah, because I think the international title with that eliminator match and not an actual title match. Is that what he's saying?
Even if he puts it on, Rocky's not winning. I could see. I'm not predicting this, but I'm gonna at least put it out there. I could see Hook losing to Shane Taylor by Chris Jericho shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see like Jericho thinking he's helping or something and costing him the match. Because then you have Hook versus Jericho, which they apparently want, even though I don't. But then you also have Shane Taylor having that belt be like.
So it's a eliminator match. The international title is a eliminator match, which then begs the question: why do we have rankings? Because Rocky's nowhere near the rankings of the title.
I don't mind that. You just have to establish like if you're number one in the rankings, you're gonna get your shot. Like that's how you get your shot. However, every now and again, you will be lucky enough to be booked into an eliminator match.
Yeah, they should publicly say that like the champion's prerogative if they want to take on someone and call out someone.
Yes, like that's all they could say. It's like champions allowed to accept an eliminator match anytime they want.
Yeah. One knock I have on Brody is that he's not wearing matching gear tonight. He's not wearing
what? Oh,
he's not wearing matching gear.
Oh. It's upset that Nigel's not on commentary.
We all are.
Well, I don't really notice who's on commentary for the most part, so it's hard for me to judge too harshly.
Tony and Daddy Magic.
And I like Daddy Magic. The Kate actually was fair. She said Tony and Daddy Magic are great, but where is my Nigel McGuinness? And I'm just saying, like, my response to her is, it's your fault. It's her fault.
He's on assignment.
He's performing magic.
Ooh. Did you go to the magic show then too with her?
I did. It was very good.
Were you as mesmerized as she was?
Different level.
Yeah.
The tricks were awesome. I won't downplay the tricks at all. She obviously has more of a affinity for Nigel than I do. Not that I dislike the man, just not at her level. So I wasn't quite at like, oh Nigel, but it is amazing how they pull off some of those tricks. Did they they like he tore a picture up and then put it back together, and I still don't know how he did it. I'm sure I don't need to be told. No one needs to tell me, but like that's the fun thing. Like I like that magicians no longer try to be like, oh, it's real. Their thing now is like, I'm so good at this thing that you'll never catch how I do it.
Mhm.
Like that's a lot of fun to me because I try and I won't catch how you do it. Like you don't try, I don't go out of my way, but like I am watching. So Dancing in the
Good sell.
moonlight.
Good sell.
Oh, that reverse Huracan round look brutal.
Mhm.
Like
It's very
I
slow and just like
yeah, Seidel didn't seem to like get enough speed on. Yeah, he was too slow, so he didn't get enough swing, which made he look like he was about to land on his neck. He didn't, and it almost looked like Buddy was about to get it. Like, did not enjoy that.
then Brody King just throws Buddy back in. Here you go.
Get back in here, pal.
This match is actually lasting longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, I mean, this is more competitive than I thought it would be, especially with Darius out. Like, I would expect the competitiveness if Darius is there, but with Seidel, I expected a little less. But I guess they don't want to bury like Dante too hard.
Yeah. And I mean, all the three guys have, I guess, teamed together enough.
Yeah. Well, truthfully, Top Flight plus, well, I guess you can call them Top Flight with Action and Andretti at this point. That's like one of their legit trios. So, hold on. We've got a guest, and now I got to fix banners. Oh, man. This is not my expertise. Where are we at?
Oh no, what happened?
There you go.
There you go.
Does this work?
Hey guys,
Oh, it does.
thanks for having me.
Rob.
Thanks for joining us. In case people are just listening, we have Rob Wilkins from Fightful. He hosts Coexisting on Fightful Overbooked on Fridays at 3 with Maggie. How you doing, Rob?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm very
If
appreciative to be here.
We're glad we could finally get you on. I waited a little while to ask you again. I'd asked you once before, but Mania season's so crazy. I'm like, let's give everyone a break. You know,
It was nuts last week, and I made the mistake of well, it wasn't a mistake. It was just I was on a podcast the Thursday before like the Mania, and it was just like, oh man, bad timing. It was just, and
yeah,
I
that's
like
just what it is.
I agreed in like January, so that's why it just came up. I'm like, no wonder they asked so early.
Yeah, it's Mania. Mania is wild, and I it's getting crazier now. You have something every single night.
Yeah, it does.
Well, I'm really hoping Mania is up in your neck of the woods, Rob.
Fingers are
Otherwise,
crossed.
I have to cancel a hotel reservation.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's there.
You guys have a
I'll be so
dome.
mad, but
Like it should be more where you guys are than in Philly. There's no dome in Philly. It was stupid.
yeah, But so yeah, I'm hopeful. I bother Sean all the time about it, but he can't really. He does what he can, like when he with it. But I've been working on it too, kind of for Sean, or not for Sean, but with Sean, like telling him what I can get information wise and stuff like that. So it's been crazy. I've been talking to people almost every day. The only day that I did not talk to somebody about it was Wednesday, the day of Dynamite, because I just didn't want to bother because I was just already irritated with working on it and talking about it. And I just had enough. But I have my fingers crossed.
Rob, apparently you come with friends.
Hey, Scott. Thank you.
Scott saying main event player is here.
Yeah, well, main event, I don't know, but I appreciate that.
And here's the end of the match coming because you see the outside Seidel in the ring by himself. You just know it's going to be coming.
Ooh.
And there you go. House of Black beats, I don't know what you call this team. Seidel, Martin, and Andretti.
Top flight Sedell water bottle guy.
Apparently Darius is out getting his pilot's license today.
Yeah, I heard that. That's cool. I likely know where he was getting his license at, so it's kind of cool.
We both thought that Tony might probably be in favor of that because of the gimmick.
That probably is a good gimmick, or a good idea for the gimmick.
I don't think I'd ever want to be a pilot. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can do that.
No, I guess I'd want to be a pilot as much as I'd want to be like a bus driver.
Yeah.
No, I'd be a bus driver before a pilot. I have way less risk as a bus driver.
I feel like there's less issues once you're in the air.
But you're assuming I can get into the air.
Oh, I feel like they make it relatively easier for people nowadays.
I'm just saying. I think I'd smack that ground hard.
So, from what I've understood, and I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that it's pretty much just all automated now. Like, I mean, pretty much computerized, and the only time you really have to worry now is if it hits the fan, you know. So,
and you trust Skynet, Rob?
Yeah, that's the problem. I do trust Skynet. That's a good point.
Yeah. So I mean, it probably is, but we got a backstage with Timeless Tony, Lexi, and Mariah May. Diddling duo? I am very confused by this stuff I'm telling you.
But you're excited about it.
I'm confused, but I'm very interested.
We have it's not a love triangle, but a love triangle between Tony Storm, Mariah May, and I cannot remember her name, and I apologize. I'm not a big Stardom guy. But the Stardom person. Does anyone know her name?
Yeah.
Nina?
Nina.
Okay. I think.
So we have it's like a wrestling love triangle. I don't understand how this works, but okay.
Well, you see, when three people love each other, they form a triangle.
Yeah, but it's also wrestling. Like, I don't understand, because we have another wrestling love triangle between Ruby, Zach Knight, and Cool Hand Ange. But that one makes a lot more sense. And it's not because of, but it's not because of the people involved so much as like Mariah. Like, I guess where it's coming in my head is that I see Mariah still gunning for Tony, and I think that's what's screwing me up. I think I can't get past it. I see her eventually trying to take the title from Tony.
I just think now it's going to be a division of loyalties and jealousy.
That's true.
It becomes a trapezoid then. I'm terrible at geometry.
I actually was pretty decent at geometry. It was pre-calc where I stopped paying attention.
I stopped paying attention in math. Second grade, what up?
I learned 2 + 2 and I was done.
Yep, I was like,
who needs remainders?
After I got to 9 and 12, like with my fingers and toes, it was over. So,
yeah,
9 and 12.
That's part of the joke.
Like, how many fingers or toes? Are you missing a finger?
I just rolled with it. I was like, listen, whatever way he's going on this one.
I'm good. I got all chin, but that's the best part because it always causes, like, when I do that joke, like, it always causes like, what the hell's going on? So it worked.
I just roll with it. If you got 12 toes, you got 12 toes, man. I don't know. There's a disease that does that.
No,
yeah, they're probably
almost amphibious by then.
Well, one of the extra fingers went to a toe, and then he just happened to have a random toe anyway. Rob, does a belt change hands tonight on Battle of the Belts?
Well, I know. Well, we definitely know Athena's not changing. As much as I'm a Red Velvet guy, I'm a big fan of hers. Is not
Damn.
That one's not changing. I don't think any of it. I know. I don't.
The funny thing is, like, not tonight, but I could see Red Velvet taking the belt from Athena, but I see that down the road on ROH, not Battle of the Belts on a random Saturday.
Yeah, I don't. If they plugged it for a couple weeks, I would be more willing to take that gamble on it. I'm saying it's a good possibility, but the fact that they haven't, I just don't see it happening.
That's fair. Wait a minute.
Just because I started watching late, did they advertise that Moxley will be there or not?
No, I don't. They talked about him though.
Okay, because I know like and AEW has a tendency to everybody that's on like their flyers that they show has a tendency of being there, and plus he lives in the area, so I just figured that.
Is he on the flyer?
Yeah, he was. I don't know if he changed it, but let me.
Well, then maybe he does, and I didn't know that.
Let's see.
They mentioned him being at the Peoria store.
Yeah, he's on the poster or whatever for Battle of the Belts.
Huh.
So I could see like during that tag match, maybe he makes an appearance.
That's a possibility because I mean that was the first thing they referenced tonight was his victory.
Yeah.
We are in Shibata.
I have a feeling, and I know I'm not the only one with this take, but I have a feeling he's going to take it into Forbidden Door and probably lose it there. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Are either one of you going to Dynasty next week already? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
St.
Louis.
No. Definitely not Ryan. No. I would have if it were on a Saturday and not a Sunday.
Oh, okay.
But I prefer Saturday pay-per-views. What are they doing to us?
I know.
Yeah.
It would have been easier for me to get down there.
What state do you live in?
I'm in Omaha.
Oh, okay. Not too far.
Why you're part of the Midwest Express together, Rob?
Yeah, we just went into the Hall of Fame. No, that's a different hall. That's a different team. Never mind.
U.S. Express.
Yeah, yeah. I was just.
Well,
Yep.
the Midwest is part of the U.S.
There's a lot of Express teams. Midnight Express.
Yeah, Midnight.
U.S.
I love that the Shane Taylor Promotions is getting much more shine.
Yeah, I'd like the Go-Go
awesome.
edition.
Yeah, I think he's a good addition. He can talk. He's got that brawler background, boxer background. Lee Moriarty is just such a technical.
Well, it just says on Dynamite. I guess he returns this weekend, huh? Or he returns on Dynamite. So.
Who, Mox?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but I am willing to bet he will make an appearance tonight, like off camera, because that would just be my.
Yeah, it's something for the live crowd.
Yeah, gotta give the people what they want.
I can't believe Savannah's wrestling like full time now.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Shabbat, he better get the win here tonight.
I think he'll get the win.
He took a lot of losses lately.
Yeah, but his losses were against two of the greatest, so.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I think he wins. Saw Tama Tonga showed up on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you guys think of that?
I love it. I do. I don't know. The only issue, I don't say issue, because I need to see it play out, is I don't know if Solo is ready to. Not Solo. How do I say it? Not Solo the guy. I'm sure as a person. I don't know if they've done enough with Solo the character to have him be in the position of like, I'm running this, but I'll let it play out because the talent involved is just so good.
Yeah. But don't you think maybe The Rock is running it?
He's not around.
Well, I mean, from behind. Yeah, from behind the scene type thing.
Very mob boss like.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah, like,
I mean,
that's what I think would be perfect, because you get Roman come back like down the road a couple months probably. I would say he comes back at SummerSlam. That's just my guess. I have no idea if that's the case or not, but
yeah. I feel like it'll be
not necessarily.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's not necessarily that like I don't think The Rock could, but if you don't know when The Rock is coming, you're gonna be, even if The Rock is the one running it. My point is, you're gonna be relying Solo on your TV to be the one like dictating orders, and they have not put him anywhere close to that position.
Well, that's why they got. No, and I see where you're coming from. I think, like, I think Heyman's going to be doing that, and he's going to be like doing the like scared out of his mind tactic type thing, and I think it's interesting again. That's what's good.
Yeah,
they made it interesting again with the bloodline stuff, which I was worried they weren't going to do, because I had I think going with him over Jimmy doing it, I think that's the right way to do it. And Tama Tonga looked great last night, according to all the ladies on Twitter I saw. Yeah. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I liked it, and it adds more to the story, and it gets you wondering.
Yeah, I like the idea of doing this Bloodline Civil War again, but on a little bit more expansive scale, where you have different guys in here now, and
more equal too.
Yeah, we'll check him for 2, seemingly on his way to debut here.
Yeah, like when you had just who was it? When Roman Reigns was around all the time, it was tough because you knew his side was never losing. This actually provides a lot of intrigue, because you don't even know where he stands on this. Is he behind Solo, or is Solo acting on his own or out from the Rock?
Well, I think my thing is so this is my thought process, and it can always change, right? But last night when he called or he wanted to call Roman, Solo wouldn't let him call. So my thing is, why would if it wasn't a big deal, then why would Solo break his phone and stuff? That part doesn't make sense to me. And we know The Rock has been talking very positive about Solo, like when he did the promo last week on was it Raw or SmackDown, like the night before. I think it was the Raw. I can't remember when he was talking up about Solo Sikoa. Like we know Solo Sikoa. Like he said something about him. I just have a feeling. I think what Joe said was right. I think The Rock might be running it now from behind the scenes, and I think that's the way to go because if the rumor is true that they're trying to get Rock back for SummerSlam, and they're setting that up, Roman comes back at SummerSlam to cost The Rock. Oh Jesus, here we go. Let's go.
So Big G has a point. Roman was running things when he was hardly ever around. That's true. But you also had the Usos at that point. We're way more established of like talkers and
And
up at that
I mean
level.
that's true, but again, they have Paul Heyman to do their work, and I think it'll be okay. Plus, who knows?
I'm bought in. I'm not
Yeah,
against it. I'm just giving them the chance. I mean, the interesting thing is we're assuming Fatu joins Solo and Tama. There's no guarantee on that.
you know what's cool too about all this is what I thought about last night is when they were attacking Jimmy. Is I mean, eventually we'll see Jimmy get back with his brother, but I can totally see Sami Zayn getting involved again, and I
Oh
love
yeah.
that idea. I love that idea.
The original Bloodline members. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have the draft coming up, which also changes everything.
Yep.
We'll
can
know
see
where
Jimmy.
this story is going with that draft.
Yeah.
Does it change
Like,
everything though? It changes everything for a few months, and then people get kind of float.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. But I guess my point being, like, if they put Jay back on SmackDown, it's like, okay, we know, like, they're setting him up to go save his brother. But if they keep them separate, I'm not saying they're not, but they're running something else. They have a different idea in mind. Or, hear me out. You have Jimmy fight alone for a while, can't win it. You do this for months where Jimmy's not gone, but he's just not with them. Solo, Tama, and I guess you'd have to add Fetsu at that point to have the numbers work. Are running all over SmackDown. Roman comes back. They attack Roman. Roman brings the Usos back.
Yeah. It's
Big G thinks
I
Jacob Fatu might join AJ.
that's
Do they have a
interesting.
connection? Do Fatu and AJ Styles have a connection?
Mm-mm. Tama Tonga did, obviously, but
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to change it up, that's a way to go. Because I honestly thought they were going to bring when we did the prediction show. I know everybody like it was the thing everybody talked about was Tama going to the Bloodline or was he going to maybe help AJ? I thought he was going to help AJ win at WrestleMania. That's what I thought was going to happen. But now I think we're getting AJ versus Cody at Backlash.
That'll be a fun match. Like the match we're seeing on Collision between Shibata and Lee Moriarty, which has actually been very fun.
Oh.
I love that Shibata just wrestles in all black.
He's the wrestler.
Fancy. No designs.
No. The wrestler. You can almost think of him as being the ringmaster.
No, I mean, it's something to be said if you're in pro wrestling as a business and your nickname is the wrestler. That's something to say about you and your level of skill.
But that's like one of the things I've heard. Randy Orton is your favorite wrestler. I mean, not all of them, obviously, but that's one of the things I've heard a lot of. This was a couple of years ago, but it's stuff like that. Like Shibata is a lot of people's favorite wrestlers, or a lot of wrestlers' favorite wrestler.
That makes sense. I tell you what, Randy Orton, when he was younger, had the most beautiful drop kick.
Oh yeah, I loved his power slam.
Yeah.
I mean, Dustin Rhodes, I think, still has the best, in my opinion. I love Dustin Rhodes' power slam.
Yeah, the speed at which he delivers that and all is just.
Yeah.
But I was watching some old stuff, and Randy, he got height on his drop kick.
Yep.
Big G saying people want WWE to sign Tongaloa so you can get the Usos versus Girls of Destiny. Not a bad matchup.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people thought Hawk. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people thought there was a shot that Tom was going to go to AEW, and I mean, there was always a shot, but I know he wasn't a big Young Bucks guy. Is that right?
I don't know enough about New Japan to know that.
I think that's what I've heard. I'm just curious if that's true.
Shibata gets the pin over Lee Moriarty, which, as Joe wanted, that's what we were hoping for because Shibata needs some wins. However, I don't think this is a negative to Lee Moriarty or Shane Taylor Promotions because Shibata's Shibata. Like, he went toe-to-toe with the wrestler.
Now he's getting jumped.
There is.
But when Hook comes out?
Oh. I really need someone to tell me what's going on with Danhausen. Is he done with AEW?
I don't know.
You're muted, Rob. Okay. And here is Hook saving.
There we go. Got it. My audio came out there, or my microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. What did you say right before?
I was just saying I don't know what's going on with Danhausen. He's going all over the Indies. I just don't know if he's done with AEW.
Yeah, I think what I was going to say is I don't know this for a fact, but I just based on my thought of everything, I think he wants. I think he'd be okay if he got to go back just to doing Indies, or going to be with his friend Phil.
Yes, I mean some guys just like to wrestle, and he wasn't wrestling, so.
Yeah. And I mean, again,
yeah, it's just weird. He's doing a lot of Indies.
Yeah, it could be one of the things where just let your creatives and let the contract expire eventually, and
or do one of the things they've done with other guys, which is you think the contract's going to expire, and then right before the contract expires, they sign them again and actually give them creative.
Yeah,
I would like for them to do something with them, and other than just be the comical outside interference guy.
Now, I will say, he did get hurt quickly the first two times they attempted to do something with him.
Yeah.
So that sucks, but so we're seeing highlights from Supercard of Honor, which I was at. So they're showing Billy Starks cheating against Queen Amanada. So I have to say, sitting in the arena, I'm sitting there, and next to me is Mike Skyrish. He's an indie wrestler, and very nice guy. Even though Kate tries to talk trash on him, but he
what Kate talks trash, huh?
Oh, on him she does that. Well, he's an Excite guy.
Oh, okay.
We're getting I'll continue my story in a second, but we got our a promo going on.
I like the fact that Lex is here to help us.
Needs to be, and with her MIT jacket. Love Athena. But anyway,
how did it go? How did it go over last week? Like in the arena when Athena said, "I'm your new mom now," and just did you guys hear that, or were you able to hear that?
No, we didn't. We didn't hear that. So
God,
I didn't see it till later.
I cracked up. Yeah, that was spectacular when she said that.
I watched it later.
Yeah.
So the reason I point out that I'm watching it watching her fake her injury with a wrestler is because it was just interesting to see his perspective, because she did a super good job of selling it at first. Like everyone, including the guy who does this for a living, was like, she must really be hurt. Like this is until him and I reacted at the same moment. The second we saw the neck brace, we're like, okay, I see what's going on here. Because you just don't bring that style neck brace. Two, you don't bring out a neck brace without someone in a board and all this. So we were like, so it was kind of funny. They were almost, and I think probably purposely gave away a little bit of like, guys, this isn't that serious. We're faking it.
That's too bad.
Yeah, when they did that,
it discredits people's serious injuries like Roddy Strong had.
Oh God. And his fake neck injury. We're in commercials. There should be no commercials when you have a 3-hour show.
Have you not watched Raw?
Well, they did an hour without commercials.
Yeah, on the heels of WrestleMania, sure.
And the first 45 minutes we're all talking.
Yeah.
In one of the most awkward promos I think I've ever watched in my life. I truly believe I love Cody, but I said this, I think, I made a comment, I think maybe on the Between Two Beards podcast when I was watching the show. Half of his promos are awkward all the time anyway. He just has that where like he'll either deliver a great promo that you're like, I'm all in, or you're like, what was that? Where are we going with this, Cody? What are we talking about?
So Ryan, we're in commercial. Did you read my cereal thing?
I did. I commented on it.
Well, I know, but I don't know if you actually read it. I didn't know if you had any.
I wouldn't comment in without reading it.
Look at you. I was looking for other suggestions for other pairings you would have had instead of the ones that I used, because mine were very spur of the moment.
So Rob, I don't know if you saw it. Joe today put out a blog comparing cereals to AEW wrestlers. So let me pull it up, because I do remember like Captain Crunch feeds with Joe and whatnot. But my memory was good, but it's not that good. Yeah. Listen to this promo while I do. Love that he keeps saying I've been doing it on my own, like my good friend Kyle O'Reilly. That's such
a good Weasley heel.
Meeting of a lifetime. I don't think that's what it's called, but okay. All right, so we got Samoa Joe as Captain Crunch because he's currently the champion, so he's the captain, and he's got a stout build. You're muted, Rob, and
yep, I see
tears
that.
up the
I like that
And he
idea.
tears
That's
up-
okay, Captain.
Yep. Then you have Tony Storm as life cereal because it's timeless.
Okay.
I don't think I can argue that. So this one you're going to have to explain this to me, Joe. I didn't understand. It's grape nuts. Brian Danielson is grape nuts.
Mhm.
What am I missing?
I don't know, just earthy, granola, crunchy.
Okay.
I felt like
he does like
very
to talk
bland.
about his. And he does like to talk about his genitals.
He seems like he eat healthy.
Yeah, nuts too. So there you go.
All right, I can accept that. The current edition of the Elite has Rice Krispies. Now you got the Snap, Crackle, and Pop. I understood, but
That's really all I got. I
Sorry.
can think of one that had 3 people.
Who did you say was Rice Krispies?
the current Elite.
Oh, gotcha.
That's a tough one. That was one that I questioned. I'm like, I get it because I understood why you did it, but I'm like, I don't know if they fit that. Gotta think about that. Wait,
Yes. Again, some of my justifications are very loose.
yeah, we'll come back to that. Mercedes Monet, the CEO, as Cheerios because it's the #1 cereal seller globally, and she is the CEO on a global brand. I actually really appreciate the explanation behind how that worked.
Yeah. Initially, I thought maybe Lucky Charms or something more vibrant with her hair and her presentation, but then I went with the domination part.
It does. I mean, it is the most bland of the cereal, so that doesn't really help. But it is the most globally well known. So far, so good. I mean, except for Rice Krispies. I'll come back to that.
I'm ready for Fruit Loops and Tony the Tiger here, or Frosted Flakes.
Well, you're getting one of them next. Will
Okay.
Ospreay as Frosted Flakes. Because Joe like because he automatically thinks of athletic ability, infectious energy with athletic ability unmatched. And when he thinks of those qualities in cereal, he thinks of Tony the Tiger and Frosted Flakes. Kind of get it.
He's on a sugar high, and they're both great.
And I know Tony doesn't have a British accent, but of all the mascots, he's the one that I think could. Now, this was also a good one. Julia Hart and Trix because she has lots of secrets.
Well played.
I enjoyed that. Now, again, we'll have to debate whether this one will be accurate for long. Danhausen is Count Chocula. I mean, that's probably the most wounded hand.
Yeah, that's the first one I started with.
Man.
So
I mean,
then this. What'd you say, Rob?
I was gonna say I agree. Like even the Frosted Flakes is a good one, but that was your perfect opportunity for Will Ospreay there, though. Will Ospreay, the Fruit Loops, Toucan Sam, because you get different flavors now. You know, like the five, you can do all kinds of flips and fly, all that kind of stuff. I know
It's
that's
true.
so ridiculous how I said that.
Actually, I think I might actually. You know what, Rob? I think I have we're gonna have to get to another answer, and then I think I'm gonna have to flip to a Joe's because of your conversation there. But we'll get there. He goes with Swerve and Cinnamon Toast Crunch because CTC is a household name for cereal, and Swerve is a household name for wrestling. Honestly, love it. Because if there's not a cereal out there that hasn't risen to the levels of greatness like CTC, and that's Swerve. Just FYI, you're mute again, Rob. This one was kind of funny. Yeah.
I'm gonna fix this. I'll be right back.
All right.
Well, we'll pause it while Rob comes back, but we'll talk about the match between Danny and Dan Garcia and Helico, or Angelico.
All right.
By the way, we'll get back to Cyril in a second, but I love Angelico, by the way. He's so good. Mm-hmm. He's like a weird mix of styles. He can do the high flying, but he's extremely technical. So the next wrestler was Thunder Rosa, and the cereal was Cinnamon Toast Crunch Churros.
A little on the nose, but
Lamar brings some spice and edge to the ring with each and every opponent. I appreciate it. Listen, she's got a taco vlog. Now, I know churros aren't tacos, but like there's enough crisscross there that you can be like, okay. This one was dead on. So he chose Harley Cameron as Cocoa Puffs because she's cuckoo.
Well played.
So that was one of my favorites. This is a cereal I'd never heard of before.
I'm a big fan of hers.
Oh, she's great. She's amazing. But so then Joe went with Darby Allin is Honey Smacks because he's reckless when he's like Sugar Rush in the ring, basically. But I don't know what Honey Smacks is.
It's
used to be Sugar Smacks.
You would recognize it. Just Google it quick. You'll recognize it, I'm sure.
I'm looking at the box. I've never seen this before.
Oh,
really?
Frog. Dig 'em, the frog.
I'm surprised they even have cereal in Pennsylvania. Sorry, that was for Maggie.
I'm Jersey, so I don't know what they do in Pennsylvania.
Oh, same thing. It's trash either way.
South Jersey is Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me go enjoy my memories of having WrestleMania here.
Check with Rob after next year.
I really don't remember it. Bigum sounds familiar, but the cereal doesn't. So maybe I don't know.
So what? Okay,
Will Nightingale.
I was gonna say Ophelia Payne says what cereal had, which is Peggy, what cereal had the frog Honey Smacks after Osprey talking about Kermit on leg day in that green tracksuit.
That's a good one too, but I get if Honey Smacks was that sugary, I understand the comparison. So I gotta.
It was literally called Sugar Smacks before they rebranded because of childhood obesity.
Fair enough. All right, this one is perfect. Willow Nightingale is one of a kind, powerhouse personality positively. You could say she's a unicorn. So therefore, Joe chose Kellogg's Unicorn cereal.
It's a real cereal. It doesn't taste good.
I'm very curious to see if you have Moxley.
I don't have Moxley on this list.
We'll have to think of Moxley.
That'd be like Magic Spoon or something. Like just
that's like a box of razors.
Yeah. Big G says
which cereal had a razor? You can make a Simpsons joke and say he's Krusty-O's because it had that razor blade in it. Chris Statlander is Captain Crunch Berries. Or Crunch Berries, sorry, Crunch Berries. Because she's occasionally bubbly, can be sweet and occasionally bubbly outside the ring, but inside she's pure power and grit. All right, so this is where I'm going to have to make a change because you have Orange Cassidy as Fruit Loops, which I don't actually understand the comparison there, but hear me out. You make Orange Cassidy Frosted Flakes because he's great and you can do a giant thumbs up there. And you make Osprey Fruit Loops.
Okay, I like it. I respect that. I like that. Good correlation.
I gotta give Rob the credit there because he when he described Osprey as Fruit Loops, I was like, okay, these two actually perfectly flip.
Yeah, it won me over with the thumb. The thumb thing won me over.
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking about it. This is
Big G says. Big G says, "Daddy Magic is Lucky Charms."
That is a good one. Again, this is another cereal I've never heard of, but Abaddon is Carmella Creeper.
I've never heard of that one either.
Cereal whose namesake is a zombie character. I've never heard of that, Joe.
It's a newer one last couple of years that they added to like the annual Halloween cereals like Count Chocula, Blueberry, Frankenberry, and then they added this Carmella Creeper.
No, okay, listen, it works perfectly. I just had never heard of it. No, Pac's gonna give his little.
You should make like one for Scorpio Sky, just like one like the Christmas Captain Crunch. You only get it like too soon. Sorry. And I like Scorpio Sky, so I feel bad for saying
there was a guy who I think has just been bitten by the injury bug worse than anyone.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Pac versus Okada, by the way.
Yeah. Two are going to beat the hell out of each other.
Then we have Deonna Purrazzo as Golden Grams. Because you think gold and see gold in the future of the virtuoso. I actually somehow that works really well for me, and I can't even understand.
My only logic really was that I feel like she has gold a lot, some gold trim or gold piping in her.
That's what it is. Like she's kind of got like a gold character.
Yeah, the virtuosa. So I think gold. I think Versace. I think some kind of glamorous presentation.
and maybe the most perfect one that you did, which is Sky Blue as Boo Berry, because she's somewhat spooky and is also blue. Literally, it's right there. I highly enjoyed this list when I read it earlier.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I don't know. I might have to just repeat serials for different people if I do more of them then.
But like, who would be Cookie Crisp?
Eddie Kingston?
You also have Reese's Puffs.
Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do. I need to find a list of other cereals I haven't used and then work backwards.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of fun cereals that I remember as a kid.
I went and did a Google search of the most expensive cereals, and of course it brought me back to like collectible ones, so I didn't click on that. But there's Kyrie for Lucky Charms.
I'm sorry. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's
Cereal box.
Who gets Wheaties? That's got to be Claudio.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that.
Him or Omega?
Yeah, Claudio reminds me of a guy who could be like in the Olympics in like every event.
Yeah.
ZM.
Oh my god. I'm looking at some of these collectible, like these cereals that have gone up, like just people that collect old stuff like this, and the Super Mario one, which I've had before.
Is that the 2-pack of Super Mario and Zelda?
No, this is just Super Mario Cereal Limited Edition. It's from 2017, but one sold for $5,000.
By the way,
and this is not the one I have, by the way.
Stardom gear, by the way, is awesome. They all have good gear. Ooh, you got Honey Bunches of Oats.
Yeah. That, Honeycomb, Apple Jacks.
Frosted Mini Wheats. Hits.
Apple Jacks has to be Jack or Jake Hager. But no, that doesn't make any sense anymore, so never mind.
I'm just looking at old cereals now.
That's inflamed.
That would work, actually. We kind of have that like that end.
Tony's gear is very reminiscent of like an old timey like swimsuit.
I love Tony. I don't know if she's coming up with all of this on her own, or whoever's working with her is just they nail every aspect of it.
I mean, it has to be her, like RJ, and
RJ has to have.
RJ has a lot of fingerprints on this character.
Well, you figure the character really took off after her AEW stuff. I don't want to credit it, but I think that's where like it was felt like where things started to get rounded. Chips Ahoy. Oh, I don't know. That's a Cookie Crisp knockoff. Chex. Do you remember French Toast Crunch? I do.
Yeah.
Or like waffle crisp.
That was the one I could not think of. Waffle Crisp. I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked it more like just dry.
Yeah, I agree.
So what's the main event on Collision?
Main event?
Yeah.
Is it the BCC match?
Oh, yep, that's it.
It'll probably carry over into Battle of the Belts.
Is AZM good? Does anyone know? I don't know.
Yeah, she's good.
Not familiar
Yeah,
with
she's
AZM.
good.
I assume she would be.
I mean, there was an assumption, yes, because they put her in the ring with Toni Storm, but I just, again, there's like, Stardom has a lot of talent, so good is relative, I guess, when you refer to Stardom. Like, it's like taking a random wrestler for AEW, like, are they good? Like, yeah, they're good. They're in AEW, but like, are they top of card good, or are they?
I
I
think
like
top
that it's
of
giving Anna Jay
card
something to
good.
do. Nice.
I think top of card good.
I mean, I'm believing you. I know nothing. I like that they're giving Anna Jay a storyline in this, though.
Yeah, like
He showed up the other night.
Yeah, I thought she's had some really good outings the last few that I've seen of hers.
She has. Her biggest problem is just, and
Reps.
really through no fault of her own, is character.
Yeah.
Well, reps too. They need to give her reps, but also character, because she, the stable she was a part of broke up, and she didn't. Well, she didn't. She left the Dark Order for another one, and then it broke up. It's like, what are you supposed to do? I gotta give Scott George credit here, even though he's been coming at me lately. Even though he's not an active wrestler, Nigel could be tricks.
Because he's a magician.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's a good one.
Did you go to that show?
I did. I was saying it was a really fun show. He's very good.
Yeah.
It's also emotional. I don't get like I don't want to be like, oh, I don't cry. I just don't. So like I'm pretty stoned and facing that stuff, but like no, Kate got very emotional. There was a woman with this, Gina, she got real emotional because it does reference Jay Briscoe a lot. Like it's all about him. But I was saying to Joe, I am so impressed that he can just do that in front of you and nail it.
I hate when people are good at so many things. Like, give some talent to some other people. Don't hog it all.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said? Yes. Did you hear what I said about that yesterday on the show?
I'm sorry. I got caught up. Look at my nipples comment.
Yeah, well, like that, of course. But there was that like Brian Danielson joke about Brie.
Oh yeah, that was the best joke he told. It was right at the beginning.
Yeah, and I made a reference to that like in our show too, and I'm like, I said, yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to bite the lip and do it. And Maggie's like, oh my god, I was on something yesterday. I don't know.
Yeah, yesterday was Rob. When you start the show with, if you think you're excited, feel these nipples. I'm like, all right, you've won me over the basketball quote right off. Do you think Shaq made all his money in Orlando? No, he made it in college.
Well, one of my favorite things, like in that whole movie, is, and it's kind of like if you're not paying attention, it's when Robert Stack of Unsolved Mysteries is talking, and they go, and he says something. They say something. He took the kids to one of the worst places you can, and he goes, Walt Disney World. Just like how he says that, like without a beat, just Walt Disney World.
Well, he is my favorite line in the whole movie. It's at the very end. That Coop, I always get. I think that's Matt.
Yeah,
is running the. Is it Matt or Trey? I can't ever.
Yeah, Matt.
He's running the bases, and
Coop is Trey.
I think Coop's Trey.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Coop's Trey Parker.
So Trey's Parker's running the bases, and Stack comes on and goes, "Update: we still have no fucking clue where this guy is."
Yes. I quote that movie a lot because, like, even if like my friends are giving me shit or something, I'm like, I swear, guys, 13 to 14 more times, I'm out of here. So I'll do that. Like, yeah, I say that too.
Hello, Lieutenant Colonel Photo. That's right, Matt is Reamer. I just get Trey and Matt confused. Like I know who they both are. I just can't. The names flip in my head constantly. They have my favorite. One of my favorite documentaries, which is their 6 days to air documentary, where they go through the process of how they make a show in 6 days.
It's crazy how they do that.
Yeah, and it's just absurd how they come up with ideas.
Yeah, I was just I remember when they did that first COVID episode and how I was just like, and I forgot because I did forget that they could do those that quick, and I was just like, "How the hell?" And I'm like, then of course I remember it. I was like, just by the fact that they could do it that quickly, it's just mind-boggling.
Insane. But
Yeah.
like they're sitting in the room and it's literally it's reminiscent of our conversation here where they're like just saying funny things and then they just keep escalating the situation until like they've landed on a perfect idea. And Bill Hader was a writer on that, which I didn't know till that documentary and stuff. Like, mother's fat. Big Cheese quoting. Hey, I hear your sister's going out with Squeak.
Oh, Squeak. Yeah. That's what wins the championship or whatever. No, was it the one? No, they just won a game because of that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the whole. The playoffs were like 6 months long.
Yeah. Oh, just even like the Northwest South Division conference, like
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the
All
best.
the losers' hat and T-shirts and the.
yeah.
I have that on VHS somewhere around here.
The irony
Baxter, I
is
got
they
all
had nothing. They had nothing to do with it except act in it.
Yeah. Yeah. The Baxter, I got all the chrome off this for you or whatever she says. Jenny McCarthy says to him, and he just wow.
Yes. Polished knobs and
Yeah.
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry.
Ooh.
So I know that I'm looking it up because I always remember hearing they didn't write it, they didn't direct or anything, but I gotta believe they had like improv on there, like
Yeah.
because some of that is so those two just
Yeah. They didn't write it at all. Wow.
no, they nothing. It like that's what always made me because it's so their humor.
Yeah. God, they need
But
to
that's
bring
what
that.
makes me think like
I
when
would.
they were out there, they watch. I'm gonna have to watch that later. And
Yeah.
one LT Colonel photos, right? This match is awesome.
It was.
Well, it just ended with Tony Storm with the pin. That was a lot of fun. I'm loving. I hope the Stardom relationship keeps going. A lot of good talent that could be used.
Oh wow, that was directed by David Zucker, who does like all those like Airplane and all that kind of stuff. That's crazy.
Talk about a classic.
Mariah May giving champagne to Tony. Are they gonna make out too?
Well,
Let's hope.
back in Dream.
Gotta think about the kids out there. Let's do this.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah.
There are some 13-year-old boys there right now that really are needing this. Okay, guys.
Yes, and I do too. So, well, that'll work. Okay, there we go.
Those are into an embrace.
It's like what a dog does to you.
There we go. There's nothing. So I'll be right back. I gotta do something here for the site. So I'll be back in like 5 or so minutes.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Yep. No problem. The black and white. I do still at one point. Oh, I gotta fix our screens. I do still hope at some point they advance the Tony Storm character so she goes to like Technicolor.
Start glitching.
Yeah.
Red Velvet out here stirring it up.
Stir it up.
Oh.
This is her house?
Everyone says it's their house.
We must protect this house. I was in a commercial.
Mm-hmm. Under Armour.
Yes.
There's like the height of like Ray Lewis and
So I'm guessing at some point we're gonna get Tony Storm versus Mina.
yeah, that makes sense.
And listen, if you keep giving me high level matches, I'm not gonna complain.
No, I mean it's helping make the women's division even more important. It's like
Exactly.
you have Mercedes there now, and you have a floodgate of all these Japanese talent over here now. You have
I
some
really
fresh
wonder if Mercedes.
matchups.
Yeah, I wonder if Mercedes is cleared.
You will be by double or nothing, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean that's because like you just they're not gonna have her wrestle at all, and that's a long time to have her on TV not wrestling, which makes me believe she can't. What you think about that? Now you know how it feels. Why I have Spice Girls in my head, I don't know.
I don't know.
And my love, are you for real?
Oh, I just read an answer. Big G asked for doing Collision and Rampage next week.
We'll see. I got to see what's on Rampage first, man.
Ooh. Peggy,
What
Ophelia
was my
asks,
Spice Girl's name?
what was your Spice
Chunky
Girls?
Spice.
Chunky Spice?
Chunky Spice.
I don't know. I wish if I was Taiwanese, I'd be Thai Spice. I don't know.
You're just Asian Spice.
Asian Spice. Kung Pao Spice.
Listen, I can't say anything. I'm leaving this to you, buddy. I can say Asian because you put it in your name. That's about as far as I'm allowed to go.
I was thinking like Kung Pao Chicken.
I know what you're thinking, but I'm just saying. No, Big G, we know they're both on. We had this a little earlier. I just don't know if I have it in me to do.
I mean, this is a good litmus test tonight because Battle of the Belts feels like a Rampage, basically.
Yeah, so we'll see how we feel at the end of this. If I'm like, can I do this again? And it's going to happen again. Oh, you got Mark Briscoe talking now.
How emotional was it watching him win the title at Supercard?
That was awesome. That was And where we were sitting wasn't his like immediate family because they were obviously by ringside, but it was like his friends and family. So it was very cool to hear like one guy got pulled and called down to like go sit ringside. So like, but there was a kid there, and I don't know how old he is. He was young, like probably 8 or 9, and he just kept starting the "Let's Go Chicken" chant. It was great. But it was Big G. 11 years to the day that his brother won the title. It was very awesome, and it was very emotional, very good. They did it well, and then it was interesting. So when they called out wrestlers to the ring to put them on their shoulders, it was Rhett Titus, LSG, Tony Deppen, a couple of, I forget who, like 1 or 2 others, like all like ROH guys. Very interesting. Oh, we get Thunder Rosa. Can't do it like they Thunder Rosa.
Wonder why they've really gone through this whole like shoot these interviews with the crowd in the background.
I don't know either. I mean, I don't actually hate it. From a TV perspective, I don't hate it. It's weird from a crowd perspective.
No, it's fine. It reminds me of when they used to do it for like old WWF shows, like Jesse Ventura, and they'd be on the stage by the announcer's desk in the back, and the only bad thing about doing this is like you can't get like snuck up behind when like when people have their backs in the tunnel.
Yeah. Well, I think that's part of it. Like it introduces, like if you have someone walk out, it introduces a different element now because now they're seen walking out.
Thunder Rosa kind of promo about how great AEW is.
Honestly, Big G, I asked the same question. I don't know why sometimes she has her whole thing and sometimes only half.
Maybe some nights she's going Lamira instead of Lamira Mira.
I have a feeling it's just aesthetics, but I like that explanation.
I wouldn't hate on having help from Diana. Like Mariah May's on the outside. Why would you want to have someone help neutralize the threat of shenanigans?
Yeah.
A very impassioned promo by Thunder.
Yeah. I will point out that I think part of the reason her only half her face is painted is because it's just a quick promo. What she calls her Antonio.
All of her face paint smears easily.
I think it depends on which one type you wear. It's like she's had that other face paint on that didn't smear at all.
Yeah.
Danhausen's never smears.
True. Which might be like you said, the promo face paint and not the match face paint.
Yeah, or where you want it to smear for the look. Well, that's a creepy reply.
Well, yeah, we should probably do a prediction show, huh?
When is it? Next Sunday? Maybe. We'll see.
Diana.
So I'm scrolling Twitter and I see Billy Stark's reply. Oh wait, Virtuoso now talking.
Diana's out here to break arms.
So I saw I get BG, I guess her hair is a little more blonde. I don't really notice that stuff to be quite honest. I'm bad at it. But Billy Stark's pretty well good because I'm 19. I'm like, why is she? And then some creeper had put on like Twitter responded to like her interview that AEW posted. Billy Starks doesn't look 18. Dude, that's creepy. Oh shit! Ladder match between the Young Bucks and FTR.
Main event collision coming up.
We're already well. I mean, it's 9:30, so we know how long this is going to be. Then
It'll probably bleed over until the start of Battle of the Belts.
or no belts will change hands. It'll be good matches though.
Well, it's really good when you have Danielson and Collier on.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with that.
And you get your big meaty man and Hobbs and Fletcher.
Yeah, Fletcher's very good. Reminds me of a young me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have been a contender.
Yeah, what happened?
I had no talent.
I thought you were going to blame injury.
Well, coulda. But I just also had no talent.
What kind of wrestling style would you have if you were a wrestler?
Brawler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I know I can't do the flippy moves.
When you say brawler, are you talking like stand up boxing type brawler, like a Shane Taylor brawler, or
Like an Eddie Kingston.
okay? But Eddie's always been my comp as far as like he seems like a guy who has a combination of moves of things that I would incorporate if I were a wrestler.
Yeah, I think I'd yeah, no, I think I'd be that style brawler.
Yeah.
I'm not tall enough for powerhouse. So Scott thinks Jack Perry pushes FTR off the ladders. It's possible.
I think he's just involved.
Yeah.
And Goats climb things very well. I honestly don't know all the matches on this Dynasty card other than maybe 3 or 4
I
of them.
forget them as we sit here. I'm forgetting them. I apologize for going quiet. I'm trying to think of any other wrestling styles I could that I could partake in, but I'm gonna have to stick with brawler.
Yeah,
You know,
my high flying is limited to like an Enzuigiri.
My high flying is limited to the fact that I can't get off the ground.
No, I'd have a hard time doing the leapfrog. Well, at least they set themselves up for failure.
Yes, and they are clearly going to fail.
Like, well, we're gonna lose, but damn it, we're gonna beat the hell out of you.
We may not win, but we're gonna hurt you.
Which I'm surprised they want to help Will. No. Unless Will came out and be like, you know what, back off, guys, leave him alone. I want him healthy.
Oh wow, we got Claudio versus Will Ospreay on Dynamite. I forgot that's gonna be insane.
Mm-hmm. Ospreay about to go beat Hatmo for the BCC. Remember when Hobbs had the Book of Hobbs?
I do. Apparently, he got Ridger's block.
I liked where they were going. I liked that character of his, but then
I did too, but
nope, we're gonna throw you in a faction. That doesn't look like his natural hair color.
no, he's done the thing that a lot of people do. They go blonde.
You should go blonde, Ren.
No, I'm gonna be okay without that.
Come on.
No, I'm good.
Turn those white hair blonde.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I gotta fix our brand overlay because I am very bad at this.
Oh, good.
Did it quicker that time.
Hello.
All right, Rob, you got the question of the night. If you
Okay.
were to be a pro wrestler, what would your style be?
Oh, well, if am I in better shape at least? Because
Yes,
I wanna be
you've trained
okay.
to be a pro wrestler.
okay, good, okay. Because I'm like, I don't want to be the Bastion Booger.
Yeah, I considered myself at like an actual. I put myself at my peak athletic ability.
Okay. So I would want to be in a style of Bret Hart, AJ Styles, Bryan Danielson, and that
Okay.
shape. That's how I'd want to be. I'd
Very
want to be.
mat-based.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of us want to be high flyers.
No,
I chose brawler. I think
I'm
that's where my skills lie.
I'm afraid of heights. So like when they said I just heard them say the ladder match or the tag team match is going to be a ladder match. I'm like, yeah, I would have no desire to be in a ladder match unless I was told that, hey, you don't have to get on the ladder. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, but you still gotta land on them.
I as long as I don't have to, that's fine. I just don't want to be up there. I don't know what it is, but I've always been terrified of heights.
It's a very common irrational fear that I have as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now I see like the Nebraska stuff behind you. So do you like Matt Rule or?
Yeah, it's a lot better than Scott Frost.
Yeah, that is true. I'm not a Gophers guy, so but I do follow college football in general, so I'm a Florida State guy, but
Oh, interesting.
I grew up in Tallahassee, so
All right, that makes sense. There was a period of time where Nebraska people didn't care for Florida State.
yeah, there was a time. Yep, same. The vice versa. But I loved Tommy. Tommy was it Tommy Fraser?
Yeah, he won that '93 Orange Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah, host.
God, he was good.
He outplayed Charlie Ward.
Who was the? And you guys had a really good running back too around that time, and maybe
yeah, a lot of issues.
yeah. God,
Lawrence
now I'm
Phillips.
Yep, he was. I liked him too, but yeah, he had some problems.
Yeah, he passed a couple years back.
Oh, did he? That's too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Pluggo,
this is rude.
I love it. I love the chat. It keeps
Hey there, you studs, and Ryan. Pluggalo, that's just rude.
Well, maybe stop calling him Pluggalo.
No, he's a Pluggalo with his Pluggalos and Pluggalettes.
I think Pluggo's a Notre Dame guy. Maybe I want to say.
Yes,
he's in that area. Yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad. It's the only thing going against him.
Yeah. No, not the only thing.
Well, no, in my opinion, I think he's great. Not because he took a shot at you. I mean, but
I'm just saying.
I still have the memory of when Nebraska filled up half their stadium in early 2000s.
Well, I just saw that last year they a volleyball game they broke a record for? Like that was pretty,
they filled up the football stadium for volleyball.
Yeah, that was crazy. That's awesome. My niece plays volleyball, so like I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, we're definitely a national brand for college volleyball here.
Yeah. Colonel says sorry. Rob, sorry.
Al Fletcher's so good.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he's gotten kind of overshadowed now that Osprey came back.
Yeah.
Ryan, you don't watch college football, do you?
No, because I went to a school that didn't have one, so I was kind of like, whatever.
You could be like a Temple fan, close enough to Temple.
But we're rivals at Temple.
Oh.
What school did you go to?
LaSalle.
Oh, okay. Basketball though.
So yes. So you can get me. I mean, I kind of watch college basketball, but Big Five is that's a rivalry. So you can't. Even though Temple is by far a much better school in terms of basketball, you still have that rivalry there. So.
One Lieutenant Colonel Photo played at UConn?
Played at UConn?
Played what?
Football, maybe. I think I could see it, but it would have to be football. No offense, one LT Colonel Photo.
Are you saying one Lieutenant Colonel doesn't know ball?
I'm saying that UConn plays at such a high level of ball that if he played basketball at UConn, that I would never stop talking about it.
He said I played at UConn.
College football. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Nice.
They had like a little run there for a little bit.
What division is UConn's football?
That should be Division 1.
Yeah, like what would maybe are they Division 1 or are they F? Yes.
I don't know. He would know. I would hope.
Yeah.
That's where Dan Orlowski went to school. Trying to remember some other players that went there. God, there's somebody else that I know that played there.
Yeah, 2010 was the Fiesta Bowl year. That's the year they were good. I remember them.
Now it's going to drive me nuts. Now I got to look up to see who it is that I know that played there.
He played with Dan. That's awesome.
Donald Brown went there. He was a pretty good fantasy player for a couple of weeks for me.
Yeah, he's a streamer.
Yeah, Dan Orlowski, Byron Jones went there. Wow, did not know that. So those are probably the top 3, I would say.
Hey, my high school didn't have intramurals, Pluggo, so my college did.
UConn doesn't make sense because they are, in the last 30 years, the single best basketball program in the country, and yet that's their football program.
And just goes for the.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure like a lot of the money just goes into the basketball more than it goes to, like, into the football.
That sucks, LT. At least you got to go play for UConn.
Yeah, I still fell back to a D1 program, you know.
I wrecked my leg freshman year of high school, so I didn't get beyond 2 games of football.
Plus, Purdue's mascot's creepy as hell.
Boiler makers.
No, the Purdue Pete, the giant.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
what nightmares are made of.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3-time men's over 30 B division indoor soccer champ. I played soccer growing up. My parents were like, "You're a fat kid. We're not putting you in football because you'll be playing with kids who are older than you." You'll get hurt. So then they're like, "Well, you're high school now. You can play football." And I got 2 games. Apparently, they were right. I was going to get hurt.
6'3", 250. I'm bigger than you, one lieutenant colonel.
LT, you have height. You don't have weight on me, sadly.
Yeah, I'm close to 6'3", plus I'm more than 250. So
I'm 6, and I'm more than 250, sadly.
my college years, I would have been probably the size of a linebacker.
I was probably the size of a linebacker when I was in my best shape.
Yeah, probably like 6'2", 220 something, 220-ish. Danielson and Kyle with matching colored gear.
I hate that.
I know. One had pants, one had trunks. I know which one Ryan would pick.
Always go pants.
Ooh. Wonder how hard those kicks hurt. I mean, he's hitting you loud enough to make noise.
Oh, Powerhouse didn't quite nail that catch.
All right, he just deadlifted him.
I mean, it was impressive in the end, but
he caught him though, at least. You definitely don't want to hurt Danielson a week out.
No, but I just goes to show no matter how strong you are, sometimes momentum just gets the best of you.
The force security guy. I just want to see Claudio swing Hobbs.
Now that's an uppercut right over the guardrail.
I like how you kind of fell back. You teered over. Are you that far behind?
Apparently.
Usually I'm really behind.
What do you see right now?
Danielson kicking Hobbs in the audience.
Oh yeah, I'm far behind.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre just came out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we got him.
You know, I'm not that far behind.
He didn't sign the contract yet. Come on, Ryan.
Yeah, no, I was like, yeah, he's like, yeah, you're a couple months back. I actually think he's staying, by the way. I think everybody.
I think there was a serious consideration at one point. But I think he's going to stay. But of all the ones coming up, he definitely had the highest probability of leaving, only because he's done it before and he's been successful. Like, I know Seth's been on the indies before, but it's been a very long time since he's had to go do that. Whereas, like, Drew's like, I just did this.
Well, what do you guys think the best Battle of the Belts card has been?
It's the problem, Rob. I can't remember a single one of them.
That's my point. Like now I'm gonna go on to Cage Match and look.
The one that had the belt change.
Here's the thing. It's not as big of a deal anymore because they have Collision. So, like, you're going to be watching anyway. But when they were just it was their only show on a Saturday. My God, give me something. The Steel Girl. Battle of the Belts 2 was the belt change, apparently.
The TNT title change, right? Yeah. Sky one, yeah. Okay. Brendan Hay coming in, dropping bombs. Just knowledge.
I can't believe that company's about to turn 5 years old.
I know. It's in kindergarten.
So the highest, granted it's Cage Match, but the highest rated Battle of the Belts was number 3, and that was from Grand Rapids, Michigan. It had Wardlow versus Jay Lethal, Thunder Rosa versus Thunder Rosa versus Jamie Hayter, and Claudio versus Takeshita. That does sound like a pretty good one.
Those are some good matches.
Yeah. Then the next highest rated one was Battle of the Belts 5. And that was in Portland. That was the Acclaim versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, Jade Cargill versus Sky Blue, and Orange Cassidy versus Kip Sabian. Yeah.
His gear looks like it's velvet.
What is that, velvet?
Am I wrong?
No, I can see it.
Wasn't there one where Sammy beat Dustin for the interim TNT championship? I think there was, actually. But I don't know if that counts because I don't think either one of them had it at the time.
They do a lot of dynamites or collisions up in around Minneapolis.
You know, they used to, or well, AEW.
I'm trying to think where they were.
No, not
shows.
really.
Yeah,
They do about one a year.
I'm trying to think of a smaller arena where they would be able to do shows out of. Like,
there's, I mean, there's a couple they could do. Like in the town I live an hour south of Minneapolis, but yeah, we have an arena that they do shows now about the same size. So
yeah, I mean, I figure if you have an arena that can hold like at least 5,000, you're good.
Yeah, and I mean the arena that's close to me, and I literally live less than a mile from it. They had one of the, let's see what Nitro. It was a Nitro. It was one of the early Nitros of like the Sting Crow era, like right when he turned into the Crow. So, they did a Nitro there, and it was fine. And WCW did tapings there quite a bit.
Apparently, people in my area must only watch WWE because you never really got WCW things, you never get AEW things.
Yeah, it's weird how. I'm hoping though with the new events guy that'll change for AEW. I'm hoping they will go to different places. I think it's ridiculous that they're doing their paper. I mean, I think it's weird they're doing Full Gear in the same place. I think it's crazy. And I know Tacoma's different than Seattle, but it's like right there. So I find that weird too. It's just, and then they already do. Obviously, I get it. Tony said from the get-go, they're always going to do Double or Nothing in Vegas and All Out in Chicago. So those already take 2 out. So it's just the fact that they go to the same places is very like annoying.
I feel like some of these tapings for like Dynamite and Collision, where if you want to book a smaller arena to fill it in and amplify the sound of the audience and make it feel like a bigger show, I feel like you can take more risks and go to places you haven't been to.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to apparently they're doing some Collision tapings over the summer because they're doing one in Allentown in June, and then they're also recording. What?
I got my Hobbs spin, my Claudio spin Hobbs spot.
I just got there.
Yeah.
And they're doing a recording of Buffalo too, so they must be recording Collision a lot. Hello, SJ.
Even though SJ can't watch Collision because it's not in Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Ryan, the known Canadian hater.
My home and native tongue. To pitch love in our hearts command. See.
Actually, I hope you're talking about not having Collision, not Ryan singing your national anthem.
It's amazing when I sing the Canadian national anthem that I only know because Flyers occasionally play Canadian teams, and you get two anthems.
Wow, can the Flyers play, huh?
Who's your team, Rob?
Yeah, this year, my team would lose to me if I played by my. Yeah, no, they're not good. Minnesota Wild. This year was not a good year.
They're as good as the Flyers. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I know. That's why I just don't like giving you shit, though. Hey, we gave you guys
Flyers for a while.
So you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks for that. Still recovering from that disaster.
Yeah.
Flyers were making the playoffs, and then they decided to suck.
Yeah, it happens. The Wild were doing well too, and then all of a sudden it's just like. Claudio versus Will. That's gonna be good shit, pal.
You people in your professional sports teams in your states.
Yeah, that's right. You Nebraskans don't have any.
Nope. Although I'm all for just moving the Phoenix hockey team up here.
Aren't they going to Utah?
I don't
Yeah.
know. They can't draw down Phoenix, so might as well bring them here.
Salt Lake
They're going to
City.
Utah. Yeah. How far Salt Lake from you, Joe?
Far enough.
I mean, they should have never been in Arizona to begin with.
Nope.
No, but you have Wayne
were-
Gretzky behind it.
Wow. Wow.
It's a 14-hour car ride to Salt Lake City, Ryan.
So they're not moving anywhere up near you then?
No. They were trying to. One of the developers were trying to be like, trying to get the NHL to think about moving that, putting a team out in our area, which won't happen.
I'm going to be honest. What's the population of Nebraska?
2 million?
There's Joe and his neighbors, so
I think we have like 2 million.
17? No. That's Wyoming. Never mind. Yeah, that's probably close to 2 million, I bet.
Yeah. And like 1 million of it pretty much in my area is concentrated in this Omaha metro.
1.968 million.
Well, we got to round up, so 1.69. Nice.
And Omaha has about 500,000.
Giggity.
So,
Omaha population 23 was 860,000.
oh, then you're Googling something different than I am.
Don't revise my history.
I'm just telling you what I'm pulling from. Granted, mine's 2022, but mine's from the U.S. Census Bureau.
But when we consider like beyond just Omaha, like Omaha, even down to Lincoln,
The point being is I just don't think you have that many people to pull from.
you'd be surprised. We like our weird random shit, like non-professional stuff. We love our Olympic trials. We love college sports. We sell those things out like crazy.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to move the Olympic volleyball training facility here instead of California. So
Apparently, WWE will be pulling back on the augmented reality stuff.
Yep. I saw that.
Thank God, I hated that stuff.
This has been fun.
This has been a great match.
SJ, I'm still got my fingers crossed that Mania will be in Minneapolis. So fingers crossed.
I hear they're going to announce it for Minneapolis and then change it.
Yeah, no one might look. They will.
That'll be like hilarious.
Triple H will be out there saying like it's from Minneapolis, and all you'll hear is, "Do you smell?"
Yeah.
And Roxy will come out and be like, "No, no, no, no."
We're gonna host the WrestleMania press conference at Minneapolis.
I hope so. That way they can send me to it. Who is that? Oh, Takeshita. Here you go. This crowd's gonna go nuts.
Maybe the last time in Minneapolis was for Full Gear.
No, they were here for.
No, I was just thinking personally when I was there last.
Oh, gotcha. Holy shit.
I love that these guys are acting like such heels and they're associated with Ospreay, who's so babyface right now.
Yeah.
It's a battle of belts.
Yeah, there's Battle of Belts. All right. Well, guys, I got to split, but thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us, Rob.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'll do it again sometime. Hopefully next time I'll have more time. So,
Yeah, well, Rob, before you leave, tell people where they can find you.
yeah, at Rob Wilkins on X. I'm also on Instagram at Fightful and on Threads at Fightful every Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern. You can catch me and Maggie do Coexisting with Rob and Maggie. I could have just went that way, but on Fightful Overbooked, we have a good old time on there. And then every week I have a new show that comes on Fightful Overbooked. It has different days that it comes on right now because it's all recorded, but it's called Fightful Movie Club, and we review different movies with wrestlers. This past week, today actually, we released our Blade Runner review with Akira, who was just in GCW's Bloodsport. So we got that, and then we have a really cool guest coming up, but I can't announce that until after we record it because I'm like one of those guys. Until that happens, I don't like to talk about it. You know what I mean?
100%.
But once it happens, I will throw it out there. So I'm hoping everything's good. We're filming it on Monday.
Well, just let me know when you guys do basketball.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
You didn't review Bloodsport around Bloodsport?
We didn't. No, the fun thing is we let the wrestlers choose what they want to. We let them choose, and I think that's what helps get the wrestlers to do it. Like,
yeah, it's a very fun concept.
Yeah, I like the premise.
It's the best idea that we've had in a while for me and just Gisberto, who I do the show with. It's been fun, but I want to say again, thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it, and anytime you want me to come back, I definitely will.
Oh, you'll definitely be back. So, all right, everybody, go follow Rob and watch Coexisting.
All right, guys. Peace.
Yeah.
See you, Rob. And now I got to fix the brand again. Taylor. Shane Taylor.
Next time they have a collision up in Canada, maybe we can try to get you on here for a little bit.
Oh, Canada.
Ryan will dress like the Mountie.
I'll always get my man.
My favorite one was when he was feuding with Boss Man, and Big Boss Man like had him taken to like the local jail.
Yes,
they're trying to fingerprint him, and it's like, give me, like the officers are like, give me your hand, give me your finger. It's like, you want the finger? Here's the finger. He tried to like flip him off. It's like, you're hurting me. I like the little graphic for the FCW belt with like the middle finger.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's what the belt stands for.
It doesn't stand for the wrestling.
Oh, it could. Oh, SJ got her Apple Watch working. Good job, SJ. She won it and couldn't get it working.
Yeah, I had no idea these socials were such a big thing in Canada. Like they have all these raffles at all these socials. I learned a lot when I was on her podcast with Eric. Frigid A, is that right? SJ? But I learned a lot about socials up in Canada and how they have people have fundraiser events all the time and just have.
Do they have ice cream socials?
That's what I think. I'm like, is it a sock hop? Is it an ice cream social?
My school used to have those. When I was in grade school, they'd have like regular school fundraisers and stuff that were like weekend night socials. Well, they weren't like just like school fundraisers like you hear, like they were like Friday night socials, like it was like a thing. Then they stopped doing them. I only remember when I was really young, and then they just stopped.
Those things we always had like it was like musical chair, but like you won like a cake or a 2-liter pop or something. The cake walk.
Then we had the Christmas bazaar.
How bizarre!
How bizarre! I
feel like Hook is drastically undersized.
Yes. This is a matchup that exposes his skinny body. Manitoba.
Yes, I could go watch the Winnipeg Jets faster than I could go watch Utah, the Salt Lake City hockey team.
Oh, that sounded painful.
Like a frying pan to the chest, he says. Would you wrestle in gym shorts?
Say that again?
Would you wrestle
in gym shorts? Sure. Yeah. I mean, they'd probably fall off, so that'd be weird.
They have a drawstring to tie.
That's true, but I still feel like they'd pop off. I never realized how big Canada is until I start looking at places.
It's literally the Great White North.
Yeah, there's just, because no one's there, you forget like how big it is.
Well, yeah, because I feel like half the country is just barren.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a very like
all the population is in like the lower ninth of that country.
Yeah.
And there's all like tundra and Canadian Shield and they talk about Alaska being like the last American frontier. Like Upper Canada had to be so like unexplored area of just wildlife and nature.
No one's there. We live in igloos.
Well, I'm surrounded by cornfields, apparently, you know, so we all have our thing.
What am I surrounded by, Joe?
I don't know. Waste.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Can't argue that at all. Oh, Canada.
You should become a dual citizen just for the fun of it, for the bit.
No.
You already have the exaggerated O sound when you speak.
What are you talking about? Brendan, he's saying that's why I'm surrounded by garbage. You know, Brendan, just me.
I thought you were talking about the band.
Oh.
Not a garbage fan?
No, not really.
You're not only happy when it rains? I kind of wish they would make the FCW matches a little bit different, since they're kind of like non-sanctioned belt or an unrecognized belt. Would give it a little bit different appearance.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I forget about Tiffany Stratton being from up in Minneapolis.
She talks with a Valley Girl accent.
What's that?
It's the Valley Girl accent that throws everyone off.
Yes. Oh, can't tell you paintbrushing that guy. Ooh.
It's been a fun match though, for kind of like a matchup I would have never considered.
It's different because usually when it's a small guy versus a big guy, the small guy is usually a quicker or like a flyer, and Hook is a brawler too. So it's interesting to watch this.
Yeah. It's not like a clash of styles, it's just a clash of sizes.
Oh. Oh. All right, Ryan. So I've asked you about your wrestling style. You talked about gear. Would you wear
I'd be long, boys.
would you wear boots or would you wear like tennis shoes or?
I'm a boots guy. I think I'd wear the boots.
Yeah.
Well, I'd have long boys on, so I guess it doesn't matter quite as much, but I'd have boots, I think. Is Foot gonna lose? No.
I'm just always intrigued by like wrestlers who mostly have wrestled in wrestling boots and sometimes and then they kind of switch over to wrestling in sneakers. If there's a difference in like ground feel and then traction, if it throw, I just feel like it would be a little different at first to get used to.
Probably, but I'll just wrestle in a suit.
Like one can tear off.
No, just full suit the whole time.
Brendan says
Brendan,
he just wrestling in jorts. I
haven't worn jorts since the 90s.
Carpenter jorts.
I've worn jorts since the 90s.
Ooh, wow. Impressive.
I'm gonna be honest. That didn't look great.
No, so too big.
Yeah, he couldn't cinch it to a spot where it was believable that he was getting them.
But no, if I beat Shane Taylor, I'd be like, you know what? I'm the head of Shane Taylor Promotions now. It's now Hook Promotions. Y'all are my hookers. Go out and do my bidding.
Goddamn hookers.
Taz brokers a meeting with Jericho and Hook.
He just tweeted one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Hook is like if Jonathan Taylor Thomas grew up into a badass. No. But why is that in my head?
What? Which one?
I don't know why Spice Girls is in my head. In my head. In my head.
Cranberries in your head, huh? Not a bad song to have in your head.
Well, that wasn't what was originally in my head. It was Spice Girls, but now I managed to get Cranberries in my head.
You're going to like the whole 90s catalog. Like 94, 95, that era.
I'm torn. I'm all out of shape.
I love that. That's still a banger.
All the night I'm shame, lying naked on the floor.
When that comes on, like I'm on car, like I turn that up. I rock out to that one.
Illusion never change into something real.
Oh, you're not gonna say you're lying naked on the floor?
Lying naked on the floor.
What else we have from that time period? Ace of Base.
Saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign.
You went there. I thought maybe you go with like All That She Wants.
I don't know that one as much as well.
Boy bands, yes. When I was young, I enjoyed New Kids on the Block and Menudo.
Well, I mean, New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hits, but then Chinese food makes me sick. And I think it's fly when girls stop by for the summer. For the summer. The truth is, I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. Thinking if I have one wish, but she's been gone since that summer. Since that summer. See, Ashley wants me to sit here and be like, everybody, yeah, rock that body, rock your body, yeah, rock your body. Big G, I don't remember what was in the latest episode of X-Men 97 because it's all gets stuck at some point of I don't want to spoil the episode, but it gets.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Color Me Bad. I'd make a Color Me Bad reference. I thought I forgot about them.
I forgot about that film.
Wardlow, just hang out in the back without a belt.
Wardlow, we just want you to look tough.
Yeah, you are just the heavy. He needs to just look unamused. He's like hates his life. That's what he needs to look like.
Kind of still does just look unamused.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till we get Adam Cole back, baby.
Yeah, I wonder how much longer he's out for.
See, SJ saying mind these songs has so many songs about sex. So they're saying like, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things.
Yeah, it was a lot of R&B smooth, like sex and pushing it and wanting to lift their boom boom down and
Boom it down. Informer.
sex and candy.
I smell sex and candy. Yeah. Who's that lounge in my chair? Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room from now until forever. We'll spend the night together. Boom, 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 boom. I wanna go boom, boom. Now it's just whatever songs I can think of.
Yeah. 9 Inch Nails closer. They wanted to F you like an animal.
Animal. I saw that you got 3 pairs of sneakers today.
Yeah, cool. Money.
Yo, no one's making you get them.
I know. Nothing like spending like what $800 this week on sneakers.
I wouldn't know. I don't collect sneakers.
Yeah, it's for the best. I'll probably actually sell one pair and make a little bit of money off one pair, sell another pair to a buddy, and then keep one pair.
Look at you, businessman.
I gotta pay for my travel, man. I use a lot of my shoe money for travel. I mean, what if I want to come out to Newark for full gear this fall?
So right now I'm singing Next. I am singing Too Close by Next.
Yeah, it's literally like junior high dance music of when you're a slow dancer.
Grinding.
You know
I'm
what?
so excited. I like it. I don't know the words.
I like the woman's song, like something about what in the woman's version. I feel a little poke coming through on you.
I think so. Then there. Well, I mean, we're kind of skipping because I think it was. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm right before I say this.
Yes, thank you.
Nope, I can't release it. I can't. This isn't a '90s song because it happened in 2000. It was Ludicrous Fantasy.
Ooh, I wanna.
But like, I was gonna include it, but it's
yeah.
It's not a.
I like Rocky's gear. Rocky has fun gear.
He does. Anyone who wrestles in Japan Either
Yeah,
super serious gear or
Mhm.
like fun gear. Dancing real close. On for me. As long as nobody steals my sunshine.
no one
You know,
could or would.
just for me. If you steal my sunshine.
I feel like it was like Len, and then I get Len and kind of like Aqua. I feel like they could have.
Because you were a Barbie girl in a
they could have
Barbie
went
world.
forward. Yes, wrapped in plastic.
It's so fantastic. You can touch my hair. Undress me anywhere. Nation. It's my creation. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
Scott
Yeah.
George, you're a smart man. Stick to cheaper shoes.
I have nice shoes, but I don't collect them. I do comfortable shoes.
Yeah, I'm just the shoes are just a fascination of mine, so that's why it's bad. Nostalgia, technology, art design, all that stuff. It all gets me.
Naked and Afraid is a weird show.
I have a hard left, but yes, it is.
You didn't get that as your picture-in-picture commercial?
I don't think so. I thought unless I missed it. Right now, I have a beverage commercial.
Yeah, it was right before the Corona.
Oh, okay, I
commercial.
must have missed it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was appreciating that you appreciate the shoes for their art, but then I saw the Naked and Afraid.
Speaking of art, the human form.
Yes.
Yes, Naked and Afraid is a show I would not go on.
No, I'm afraid to be naked.
I'm afraid of you to be naked.
I'm a never nude.
Shower with shorts on.
Yep, that's where I wear my jorts.
Shower shorts. For the man who had nothing to hide, but still wants to. Scrubs reference.
I know, that was a great one.
It came with a complimentary shower wallet.
When they were sharing the changing room.
That's a good one. The when the janitor buys a baby gift of a kennel, the baby cage. It's a good one too. It had a water bottle and everything.
And then he's got to call his mom.
No, Mom.
He's got a pointer and finger. Well, the pinky, was it pinky and pointer, or pinky and thumb, something like that?
He invented the knife wrench.
Knife and a wrench.
Knife wrench.
I love at the end of season 1, they act like their feud is going to be over because, like, they shake hands and then he starts to pick on a new intern walking in, and then that just goes right out the door. It's like, now we're continuing this.
Right, working that back.
Body breaks backs.
Mm-hmm.
Is your name Turk? You thought my name was Turkleton? I will say there's a moment in that show. I was in college. I remember watching it, and it wasn't like when it first came out. We were watching it on rerun, but we hadn't seen it before, my roommate and I, and it made us laugh so fucking hard. It was when they were about to have when Turk and Carla were about to have a kid, and they were debating something. And Carla goes, "What if our son's into dancing when all of his friends are playing football? Are you going to be okay with that?" And Turk goes, "He can dance if he wants to." His friend behind because his friends don't. It was how naturally they went into it was just.
I had Taco Bell earlier for lunch today. All these people talking about Taco Bell in the chat.
I had it 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago. No, you know when I had it? I had it Wednesday. Yeah, that's what I brought back on my way. I went and ate it while after my appearance. Well, I had some of it before my appearance, so I could be okay, and then I
Ooh.
I think so. Kate woke up thinking she had an allergy attack, but I think she's got the same cold I've had this week because we saw some of the same people. So I'm assuming we got it from the same source.
Just don't have COVID again.
I mean, listen, I don't have any wood to knock on. This has been, I mean, there's been times where it's been miserable, but overall, I called it like a half cold. Half the day I'd feel terrible, and then half the day I'd feel fine.
So hold.
So, and if that's the case, it's not bad version of COVID. No, LT, she couldn't even go. She was that out of it. She has a weirder immune system than I do, though. She's sick. She gets sicker than I do.
She's obviously weaker than you, Ryan.
Well, yeah. Actually, that's what I watch along the Collidercast is about. Yes, we'll discuss wrestling if something cool happens, but
yeah, they have commentators for that. We don't need to be commentators.
Yeah, it's time. And plus, we assume people are watching it with their own eyes, so it's kind of like
if wrestling is fun. Call it out in the chat.
Yeah, or if you want to talk, we'll talk wrestling a lot. We did talk wrestling a lot tonight, but wrestling's fun when it's communal. So this adds a communal, but that means we get to talk about whatever the fuck we want, like 90s song. I forgot the S at the end of that word. 90 songs. Just said song.
I hope you spell songs with a Z, because 90s.
Oh, I was a rad dude.
I just got served up. I was going on some reels and something. I got served up of almost like a PSA video. It's like, here are some trendy, cool words to use in the 90s, but you better use them fast before they're not popular anymore. And some of the words were things I had never even heard of. I'll find it to you. I'll send it to you.
You have to, because I'm very curious.
Let's see here.
Well, here's
copy. I will find Ryan. There's Ryan. I will text it to you.
Well, here are some other phrases you want to know if you want to be sure to sound hip in the 90s. Yo.
Okay, I still say yo. Clutch the Pearls was not cool in the 90s. It's like a 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's not a term. Buck was not used in that way.
But we got so butt.
Yeah, that's not how that was used.
Oh, big knee. God damn. Well, Rocky threw his face into Roddy's knee.
Oh my god. Sorry, you've distracted me thoroughly with this.
Oh, cool Kyle's out there.
I don't think any of those words were ever. Yo was about it. It's the only word. And they had MacGyver in there. MacGyver was a thing, but it was more not in the way they used it.
I use it more as an adjective, like you MacGyver, like I MacGyvered it, or
yeah, like not like, oh, look at you, you got a speeding ticket, you MacGyver. Like that's not how that worked. No, don't beat up.
What happened? That'd probably be the most noteworthy thing that happens in this Battle of the Belts.
No. Roddy need Kyle, no.
I know. For someone who loves love. Man, Rocky has his friends in the fight. Now Kyle's fighting with his friends.
This is sad. It's a good point.
Very fair point.
Scott Singh. If Kyle had a haircut, he would have seen that coming.
You're right back in here and grab something to drink.
Now that Joe's gone, I'm going to talk lots of trash. That motherfucker. What a fucking asshole. Oh, Joe, you might still be there. Oops. We got Serena Deeb.
I'm a fucking asshole. Is that what you said?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Never happened.
I made sure to turn on my computer speakers so I could walk away and still hear you. Oh, crap.
I never.
And my drink decided to explode. Oh, shit.
Well, Serena Deeb issuing challenges.
What was something you did or said as a kid that you look back and kind of like cringe at? Whether it's been like, you know, like how kids would always have those phrases or words they like repeat and really harp on, and it get really old and not funny.
I'm not going to pretend that I didn't do that. I just can't think of a phrase. So I don't know if you got one.
I was just thinking like back in those when you would say, you know, everyone used to do the whole not thing, right? The whole
Oh well, yeah, I know. I
not
over
or some of the other ones that were just really dumb.
Scott, I don't think Mercedes said no to a potential first feud with Deeb. I just don't think that's where they were going with it.
Yeah, it was interesting because like her Deeb's promo initially sounded like you were going to go that way for a second.
It did, but there's just too much history with Willow and then built in to not go that way first. Night, SJ, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, you could put the belt on Mercedes and then have a match or two with Serena for the belt. You know, I see all these Wendy's commercials, and I rarely go to Wendy's.
I like Wendy's.
I remember the last time I mentioned one.
They have good spicy chicken sandwiches.
Oh, I do love a good spicy chicken sandwich, even though my body doesn't.
My mind is telling me. Wait, what was it?
Yeah, I'm a sweater with horrible. I'm a profuse head sweater when it comes to hot, spicy things.
I'm not, luckily.
Like I like the heat and the flavor, but yeah, I look like I'm
Did
going
you-
through some kind of medical emergency.
Man, since we're talking about spicy things, did you see Conan O'Brien's Hot Ones? He's the best.
His no selling of. I don't see what the big deal is that he's like chugging sauce. Like your mouth has to be on fire. That had to be so bad.
I can't even. But then people spent the entire day like praising Conan, and I loved that because they posted like old clips. So like Conan was the best late night host. He took, I don't want to say risks. It makes it sound like he was like edgy, but he was the most true to like his comedy. Masturbating bear.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is Robert Kirkman, the writer who would also triumph. And
And
What's Mayor hasn't been doing all the announcing tonight, right? She's doing a special for Athena.
Exactly. He is my minion overlord. I didn't realize how small that Rope Women's television title was. Hear how Lexi introduces
Yeah, Red Velvet.
Yeah, she's gonna.
Hopefully, she deadpans it.
That's what I'm hoping for. It's kind of wild. Wasn't completely deadpan, but definitely didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, Lexi has improved so much. Like she's amazing now.
Come on, Tony. Tony's like, oh, Billy Stark's a great 18-year-old talent. Oh, I'm sorry, she's 19.
She's 19. We said that on Twitter today.
The battle of very colorful hair.
Good call. No, well, an LT photo. She will not get a new catchphrase because she's straight out of your mama's kitchen.
Why are you talking about his mama's kitchen like that? You don't know him like that.
That's true. I don't. I apologize. Because you don't want someone to be in your mama's kitchen.
Maybe she stirs it up too much. Ooh,
She overstirs her.
Ryan,
protein.
man, Ryan went full on Christian Cage on.
Yeah, that makes being in her kitchen extra awkward.
Right. My mom's dead too. Nice little cartwheel out of the Hurricanrana.
I love the Minion program.
Ooh, there it is. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that Adam can at least be there for that. I feel like he should be there for that match.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Fallout yet. Have you, Ron?
Watch. Wait, what was that?
Fallout?
Fallout?
Amazon?
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, it's very good.
Huh.
I haven't finished it yet, but it's what I've seen so far is very good.
I've never even watched The Boys.
Not. I prefer. Boys wasn't for me. I have not watched season 2 of Invincible yet. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because Fallout was getting a ton of like re-release hate because like it's just some of the stuff they send in media, like it's not doesn't exactly follow the games or doesn't. And so people are like, oh, like because in fairness, anytime a show or movie has said that before about a video game, it's been a very bad.
Mm-hmm.
This, I mean, I wasn't a big gameplay, but like the show itself has just been awesome. And 1LT is saying they nailed the game feel.
I did watch Uncharted earlier today.
The movie?
Yeah, it was on.
It's not good.
It was a mixed mash of a lot of like multiple Uncharted games.
Yeah, I mean, and Uncharted games are great.
They are. I never
Tom Holland was a weird choice. I like Tom, but like
But did you watch? I don't know. I thought Wahlberg is so like what a weird
that
cast.
was weird too. Again, it's nothing against the actual actors. It's more the
Last of Us were very good. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing will beat the Mario movie from the 90s, but
John Leguizamo.
yeah, Big G saying they shouldn't have gone with the young Nathan Drake. Yeah, or like like I know this is gonna sound stupid, but one, Tom Holland looks very young. Two, Nathan Drake's a bigger guy, like he's a big muscular guy, and Tom Holland is not. So it's just kind of like dancing to the commercial music.
Taco Bell music. Good.
Nathan Big G, then you'd have to play old Nathan Drake to have Nathan Fillion play the character. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Obviously Nathan Fillion in his 20s would have been perfect, but like he aged out of it. I don't know. It was just weird. It was whatever. But I mean, the games are good at least.
Yeah, I mean, video games as TV shows and movies are always kind of there's far more misses than hits.
Yeah. They try to get too clever.
Yeah,
Like, this thing was successful for a reason. Just do that.
like I enjoyed playing. Again, not a gamer, but limited playing of back in the day of Resident Evil and Silent Hill.
What about Silent Evil or Resident Hill?
Resident Hill. I'm not familiar with that one.
No, it's scary, spooky. Ooh. I know Red Velvet's not going to win, but
Yeah, another night, no title change.
why do you do this to me? Oh, LT, I know it's Silent Hill, but to me, it's Resident Hill.
Of course, RVD is going to be there for 420.
I mean, yeah, you kind of have to.
Are they in Grand Rapids this Saturday? Or they're no,
I
they're in
didn't
Illinois.
see. They're gonna screw up God of War, Big G. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, Ron, how have you felt about Battle of the Belts?
Good matches, but once again, no. We know there's gonna be no change. It's kind of like the Roderick Strong turn on Kyle O'Reilly was least interesting.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe if they don't have a belt change, they can at least have some major storyline movement or something.
Yeah.
Ow. Yeah, slap the booby. That's a fun move by Red Velvet.
That was a move.
This is the one off the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hell of a spike on that one. Yeah, we got the next tag match next Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
A fun trios match. Okay. I feel like this is the dynamite we should have had last week.
Yeah. What you what you follow up. Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Oof. That was
Well,
that was an interesting slam.
Yeah, a lot of work for that slam.
He's beating the hell out of her.
Oh, big rain. There it is. And there's the match.
Yep. She looked good.
I don't
Glad
watch
Athena
ROH.
got the show out.
Yeah, I don't watch ROH, so it's good to see Athena.
Yeah, Athena needs to has earned the right to show out for the people who don't watch her, because
it's so
if you
weird.
watch ROH,
Every other ROH title is on AEW programming all the time.
they've kind of almost left her to be the reason to watch ROH.
Yeah.
So, Joe, while they wrap up, where can people find you?
Oh, sure. Besides Saturday nights here on Collidercast, Wednesday nights after Dynamite on the Mark Order podcast here, and then on social media at _Asian Joe. And in my bios of social media, you will find a link to my serial review blog, where I just posted yesterday, late last night, my blog about if AEW wrestlers were cereal. So go ahead and read that and let me know what cereal you think some wrestlers should be or shouldn't be. I'm open to ideas.
Oh, they're gonna hurt Red Velvet.
We're gonna come save
them. Follow Joe on all those places and go read his serial blog. You heard us talk about the AEW one, which is a lot of fun, and the rest are just as fun. So go watch. Go read. Red Velvet slapping Athena. Now Billy's involved. Now Red Velvet just lost. How is she going to defend off two of them? Yep. Nope. Billy needs to work on her strikes a little.
Oh. Big forearm and a hip.
Manata. Oh, I saw the headbutt late. Yeah, that looked good.
Yeah. Give her a belt.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She really is. Awesome. So, all right, you can follow Joe on all those places, and then follow me on all our socials at Mark Order Pod. I'm here every Saturday at the Collidercast, and most Wednesdays, unless I miss the Dynamite, I am there. And you can follow Mark Order Pod all socials, and then you can follow my history blog here for history.com at _here for history on socials, and that'd be it. So that was our Collidercast Battle of the Belts. Any final thoughts, Joseph?
No, I think it was just a decent episode, Collision, and Battle of the Belts is what we've come to know of it. So it'll be interesting to see going forward now with the next couple of weeks, I think, adding on Rampage to Collision due to some scheduling conflicts over on CBS and TNT. So we'll see how we do with 3 hours of programming on Saturday night.
Correct. Okay. So I agree. I thought the show was fun, but Battle of the Belts is what it is. I was glad to see that the Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly thing, and I'm glad Athena's getting to show off on TV, and Aminata is awesome. So glad she's there too. I want to thank one LT Colonel Photo, Big G, Scott George, SJ. I'm not thanking Plugalo. And anyone else who stopped in, I really appreciate. Peggy, anyone who's here, we really appreciate you guys stopping in. Makes this a lot more fun, a lot easier. And we thank Rob, who was here earlier. And with that, I go to the outro, and then I go to turn the volume up.
This concludes the Mark Order podcast. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Join the Mark Order.